I guess these are to take with you.
Right up the block here. 5 presidents have passed through the presidential gate so far to stay at Harry's house. Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Carter, and Clinton have all stayed at Harry's place. It's right up the block there. Great tour. And then this white building here on the corner is the birthplace for Pan American Airways. Right here was Pan Am's very first ticket office in 1927. Birthplace of Pan Am right there. And then American poet Robert Frost. Lived in the cottage right behind this house. 16 consecutive seasons, Robert Frost lived there. That's the only Frost we've ever had in Key West. Robert Frost. Not hard to believe, right? We're the only frost-free city in the nation, in fact, except for Robert. And then there's the house of Dr. Joseph Yates Porter, Florida's first public health official. He lived right there, died in the same room, too. 80 years later. Dr. Porter did extensive research into the spread of yellow fever. It was him who came up with the quarantine laws. It's a way to eradicate the disease. Dr. Joseph Yates Porter, Florida's first public health official. And then over here on the left behind the royal, William Curry, and then his son Milton. And then when we get through this light, as we go through the light, look, it's an awesome looking building. Okay, we'll wait. 1931. Red means go. Used to have our courts, our post office, customs, immigration. Today is just customs and immigration with legal court of entry into the U.S., so that's our customs building. When we go through the light, look to your right. You'll see awesome looking building. It's made out of fossilized coral. Made out of coral. Quarry right here in the middle in Upper Keys. Our federal building, 1931. Today is just Customs and Immigration. We used to have all of our federal offices in there. Check it out when we go through the intersection. It's really always very quiet, but it's awesome looking. I call it Gotham City. This is Caroline Street. Cruising all past the federal building on Caroline. Check it out. 1931. Fossilized coral. You won't see that anymore. Caroline Street used to be a rough and tumble neighborhood. The historic seaport's parallel with us, just a block over to our left. So all the shrimpers, the sailors, the crabbers would come to Caroline Street after their tours. Pockets full of money, looking for a good time. Caroline Street's where they came. Up here at the stop sign, I'll show you the red Doors Tavern with the red shutters on the right. Their favorite place to party. Very violent place though. You know, sailors drinking and gambling, fighting. There were even nightly stabbings, even murders on a regular basis at the red Doors Tavern. In fact, the locals dubbed it the bucket of blood. Yeah, that's what they called it in 1969. That title was so violent. They say the doorman used to check the sailors on their way into the Red Doors Tavern. If they didn't have a weapon, he gave them one just to survive the bucket of blood. There it is. It's a winter's boutique today, so it's still a little scary to me. 1909, Pepe's Cafe, very popular. As you can see, that's the oldest eatery in the Keys, and that man is reading a sign behind the vines there. It says that Harry Truman used to stop there on his morning walks for his coffee. And he did. Truman spent 175 working days during his presidency here, and 11 working vacations. They say Truman practiced road and maritime industries, interactive exhibits, models, and movies. A lot of it's funny with your drawing ticket sales to rails. And then you got the half-shell raw bar. I get my scallops there quite often. And the Turtle Crawls restaurant on the corner there is a local's favorite, Turtle Crawls. K-R-A-A-L-S. That's a Dutch African word for corral or tent. That's where they used to pen up sea turtles before they can be made into turtle soup or turtle steaks and turtle crawls. It's a local's favorite restaurant. I like it. Right up until 1972, Turtle was a major. Now, right up here in this next building, Turtles all over the world between 1981 and 2008. Robert Wiley. Guy Harvey, don't touch this one up. Another local artist. You heard of Guy Harvey, don't wear his shirts. It had been wet. 2012. Guy Harvey, some other local artists all helped Robert Wiley mix it up. Here. They all signed it on the upper left there. If you can see it there, Robert Wiley and Guy Harvey. If you're down on Duval Street later, the 600 block is where the Wiley Galleries are. You should check it out, even if you're not into art. It's a very cool place. It's all about underwater marine life, the Wiley Galleries. Sunset City, awesome fishing and diving boats. See on the sign here for the schooner Western Union. Usually the Western Union is docked right here. It's out being refit, so we're not going to get to see it, but it's a beautiful 130-foot schooner. One of the very last tall ships built in the U.S. 1939 through 72. 30,000 miles worth of telegraph cable that's in there. Hopefully it'll be back next time you visit us. Beautiful 130-foot schooner in the Western Union. Or U.S. If you're going to drink all day, folks, you got to start early. That's where you start the schooner work on 7 in the morning. They are the last little piece of last bunch of branches there. Schooner work. And then what's next? This silver building across the water, the Concord Public Seafood Restaurant, my favorite. House and ice plant. That was the largest ice plant in the world in the 60s. Singleton's ice plant. Also a scene from 007, License to Kill, was filmed there. A boat crashes into a building, and that movie, that was the building of 007, License to Kill. One more cool thing here on Lazy. We made this white building right here. It doesn't look like much. Best yet seen in the Key West. Jimmy Buffett's recording studio right there. Yep, he recorded. It's called Shrimp Boat Sound. If you want to look it up. Jimmy Buffett recorded some big hits there. Cheeseburger Paradise. Right on the water. Now this truck is blocking. Really cool guy. Kermit's Key Lime Pie. Stop number 3 is right up the corner here if you want to come back and have some key lime pie. Meet Kermit, he's probably in there. Oh, it's gonna get worse. save your applause. And be careful at the right-hand side. Address. They do it all over the island like this. Now, be careful on the top floor, though. The Garden of Eden, folks, clothing optional. Naked people up there, that's right. I went up there to check it out when I turned 18. scarred me for life. I haven't been there since, so not everyone should be clothing optional, but they're up there. I make a lot of jokes, but it's been popular. I mean, it's been there my whole life. Full body tans in the Garden of Eden. Remember the Curry Mansion I showed you, the largest mansion on the island right down there to our left? There's another Curry Mansion coming up here. One of William's sons, Robert Curry, built today's the Hard Rock Cafe.